Let Claude do the work for you. Sounds easy, right? Well, I saw this podcast in May that has me completely convinced that it's actually very possible as long as you know where to start. Hi, my name is Valentina Nordberg, and in this channel, I'm learning how to use AI in a way that I can implement it into my business. But for the month of August, I will be posting one video a day just to learn how to use this platform. If this is something that interests you, please subscribe and follow along. When you're starting with AI, it can be both easy and difficult at the same time because you need direction. Everyone talks about prompting AI, creating skills, or building AI agents that can do the work for you whilst you're sleeping. But before you can start building those AI agents, you need to sort of get really clear on what you're using AI for. I came to that realization when I saw the Silicon Valley podcast where she was interviewing Ali K. Miller. She's one of the forefront figures for using AI in your business. She's also very big on Claude, and in that podcast, she actually breaks down how to start using Claude for your business if you've never done that before. She explains it in a way that is really easy to follow along and that you can actually implement yourself. Before I saw that interview, I was prompting Claude in a way that it would give me just a direct answer. I wasn't really working with Claude. I just wanted it to feed me the answers that I needed. In that podcast, Ali talks specifically about the best way to start with Claude and to view Claude as this sort of personal assistant that wants to fix everything for you. And the best way to do that, according to Ali, is by feeding it three different documents. One is a personal constitution, who you are at your core, what your values are. For example, for me, one of my core values is to support women in business. Then you create a document for your goals for the year. That can be monthly goals, quarterly goals, whatever it may be. And it can be anything from that you're gonna start training 2 times a week, or that you're gonna eat healthy, or that you're gonna start a business. Whatever the goals are, you can always add to them or change them accordingly, and you update them as needed. The third document, and this one is specifically if you are creating a business, it's to create a business strategy document. It will include the values of the company, but you won't get into very specific things like what sort of vendors you're going to use and so on. I understand it more sort of like a building a business plan, but a strategic business plan that you feed into Claude. Then you save those documents to your computer so that Cowork and Claude Code can access them. And if you don't have Cowork or Claude Code, you can download those documents and upload them to the projects that you're working with. I followed Ali's advice and created those three documents. I asked Claude to interview me so that I could get really clear on what type of project I was building. It took me around 2 to 3 hours to create those documents, but it was definitely worth it because I got a clear picture on what steps I needed to take to move forward. My circumstances have changed since I created the first three documents. So I went back and got Claude to interview me again on what type of business I needed to build. And it's very different from how I used to interact with Claude to how I do it now, because I am still learning, but I'm learning in a way where I'm actually building something rather than just looking at what everyone else is doing and wondering why nothing is happening to me. What is really funny is that I learned from that podcast to use Claude sort of as your like business therapist, because it always wants to help and it wants to make everything really easy and fun for you. So it's really positive in that remark, but it's also very good when you tell it to give it to you straight, because it does. That podcast completely changed everything for me, the way that I view Claude, the way that I work with it. And when I hit this bump in the road, that's where I went to come up with what I can do in the future to save the financial situation that I'm in. I would recommend everyone to go to Claude and create these three documents and see how they work for you. If you're interested in watching that podcast, I'll put the name in the description. I'm not really sure if I can link it, but I'll see what I can do, because they do talk a lot about Claude and how to implement it in business more than just creating these three documents. Next time, I'll talk about a few habits that I've had to change so that I can organize myself and focus on learning and creating a business whilst being a single mother. I'll see you then. Bye.